This is a public service message by the Ohio Department of Higher Education, the Ohio Cyber Range Institute, and the University of Dayton Center for Cybersecurity and Data Intelligence. A question we've often heard from people who are worried about their privacy is, how can I erase myself online? It's a reasonable question, but I'm afraid the answer won't make anybody happy. The truth is, a lot of stuff about you online is controlled by somebody else. Even if you've never had an online account or a smartphone, not likely these days I admit, credit bureaus, government agencies, banks, insurance providers, hospitals, and so forth all have significant and sensitive information about you in their databases. If you are active online, you can bet that there's a lot more stuff out there about you. One need only review recent headlines to see that this means it's likely exposed. Hence, you're not going to be able to disappear from the online domain. So what can you do? Well, there are ways to limit your footprint online that you can control. For one, if you have an old email account or two, deleting them would be good. This limits the opportunity for bad actors to get your credentials and impersonate you. Social media is another place where you can limit your footprint. The business model for pretty much every one of these sites is to recruit users, track what they do, and when they interact with other people, then build databases for marketing purposes. If you don't want that, avoiding social media is a good idea. That said, if you just can't live without your TikTok videos or whatever, you should be sure to check the privacy settings to make sure you're not revealing information that you'd rather keep to yourself. At Facebook, you could delete your account. You need to know, however, that anything you did that was captured in another person's account, for example, messages, tags, and so forth, will stay with them. In reality, you don't so much leave Facebook as fade away as the information about you becomes less and less relevant. If you or your employer on your behalf don't pay for your email, it's likely being used to track you, profile you, and push ads to you. There are email services that don't do this. You can Google them, but you will have to pay for them. Yes, the economists are right on this one. There is no such thing as a free lunch. Actually, that brings up a general rule of thumb that's good to keep in mind. If you're getting something but not paying for it, you're almost certainly the product rather than the customer. Hence, it's a good idea to do a little research into how free services are funded. To web search engines, DuckDuckGo doesn't collect personal information, blocks trackers, and encrypts communications. For browsers, Tor isolates sites you visit from each other and clears cookies and browsing history, which can be used to track you when you exit. Brave blocks ads and tracking scripts. Fascinatingly enough, blocking all that stuff tends to make pages load faster, at least the parts you want to see, though some features you need on some sites might not work as well. Since we broached the idea that in many cases if you don't pay, you're the product, we should probably say something about how DuckDuckGo, Tor, and Brave are funded. DuckDuckGo sells ads and has affiliate programs, but they don't track individuals for targeted ads. Tor is funded by a range of entities, from security researchers to governments to not-profit privacy advocacy groups to individuals that believe in its mission, so it doesn't make money on you either. Brave sells ads, but gives you the option to be paid to watch them in a form of cryptocurrency called basic activity tokens that can be spent by users in the Brave ecosystem. The user isn't tracked in this system. They either watch and get paid, or they don't. While on the topic of blocking ads and trackers and cookies, there is one downside to this. A lot of the tools that can track users are also used to customize the user experience on various sites. Hence, if you want more privacy, you may need to trade off some convenience. There's that free lunch thing again. If you dream of erasing yourself online, sorry, that's the impossible dream. If you are careful about your digital footprint, however, you can do a lot of things to secure your accounts and your privacy to the extent possible. A public service message from the Ohio Department of Higher Education, the Ohio Cyber Range Institute, and the University of Dayton Center for Cybersecurity and Data Intelligence.